Happy Friday, everyone. This is Lois Banks coming to you from Lois Banks Ministry. I just woke up, but I wanted to make sure I share some good news with you. This week, I posted a video talking about how I trained my children how to hear from God. Through visions and dreams and inward witness. And I gave you a couple examples of how God spared my children's life and when they listened to the teaching that I placed inside of them. And yesterday I was taking a nap. I've been doing some extreme testing and training this week. I'm talking about to a whole nother level of training and testing. And after I got off of work, I just lay down and took like a little cat nap. And while I was asleep, I saw this beautiful image background that said marriage. It was a beautiful blue. It's like the blue was alive and vibrant. And I said, oh, okay, somebody is going to be getting married. And so I thought about my children, and I know who's married and who's single and who is in a relationship. So I zeroed in on my youngest son. I sent him a message. I said, hey, son, I said, are you getting married? He said, yes. I said, well, when's the date? And he had told me, they just chose the day. They don't even have the time, etched out yet with the pastor. But he is indeed getting married. He made up his mind to get married to this beautiful woman of God. She has a heart of gold. The Lord let me peek inside of her heart, and she's a good woman. And so, my children have been trained and raised in the word of the living God. So it's just a blessing that God brought two good people together with good hearts and good intentions. So very excited for my son. But of course, because of COVID, they're not going to do no big, huge, extravagant wedding. It's just going to be, the pastor and a few family members. That's it, probably in the pastor's office or something like that. And very excited for my son. It's a answer to my prayer because, I asked God to send my children godly mates. I don't want my children with whoremongers. I taught my children not to be a whoremonger. I don't want my children with liars and drunkards and unloyal people. I don't want my children with an abuser or a manipulator. I don't want my children with those type of individuals with those qualities. I want my children to experience the blessings of God. With people who have a pure heart and good motives and loves God and wants to do right at all times. I want my children, my seed, to be with good people. So I'm very excited because God answered my prayer. And my son told me, he was like, Mom, thank you so much for praying this prayer for me. My son is like, he feels like the blessings have been are pressed down, shaken together, and run over because of this woman. Okay? And he was trying to articulate how he feels about this woman. And we're just, the whole family, we're just so excited for him that, he's blessed. And I want to encourage everybody out there that, you're worthy to have the cream of the crop. You're worthy to have God's best. You don't have to settle for some junk, something that's found in the dumpster. You don't have to settle for an unloyal person. You don't have to settle for a whoremonger. You don't have to settle for an abuser, someone who abuses you spiritually, physically, financially, and, mentally. You don't have to settle for those demonic traits. You can have a loyal person, a good person, someone who genuinely has a pure heart and who walks with God. That's why you have to wait and be patient, because there's not a lot of people like that out there. But God has them. He has them. And he knows how to bring people together. So, my children are used to my gifts. They grew up with me seeing prophetically. They already know how my gifts function and operate. I can remember when my children were younger, and I can remember an incident where I was sitting on the couch in the front room, and my kids were in the back room playing with the door closed. All of a sudden I could hear an argument break out. But in the realm of the spirit, in a vision, God showed me who hit who first. So when I called my kids out the back room, when they were younger, I said, okay, who started it? What happened? So, I heard so many different versions of that story. And I said, let me tell y'all who did what first. I said, you hit him first, then you said this, and you did that. They just sat there like, okay, you know what? We might as well just tell mama the whole truth and nothing but the truth, because God's going to reveal it to her. And he does. He does. I can remember when I was married, I was downstairs cooking in the kitchen, and my husband was upstairs in the room. Now, we on 2 different levels of the house. My husband was thinking a thought in his mind, but God let me hear it downstairs in the kitchen. So, to let my husband know that I could hear his thoughts and what he was thinking, I went upstairs and answered his question. That man was, oh my Lord. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I have those types of gifts that I flow in. And when God reveals stuff to me, he reveals it. And so, I said, well, son, I said, God, let me know that marriage is coming to our family. And I just wanted to reach out to you and say congratulations. I am very pleased. And I understand how those, biblical patriarchs in the Bible felt when their children married godly seed. And then, when their children married people who were not walking with God, that grieves parents. That grieves parents, because they know that their child that they, that woman gave birth to, and the parent and the father, the dad raised, they're not going to get God's best fooling around with something that need out of the dumpster. You know what I'm saying? So I just want to, let everybody know, I knew my son said because I asked him one day, I said, son, one day, do you think you're going to get married? He's like, oh, yes, Mom, I definitely know I'm going to get married. But this is the first time my son has ever, when I say ever, I mean ever, talked about getting married to any woman. So she made a great impression in my son's heart just by who she is as a person, and her kindness, and her love, and she's just a beautiful woman, inside and out. She's cute as a button. And I remember meeting her, and when my son first wanted me to meet her, and she knew that I was thinking about, leaving my position where I am with my employer because of that forced, wedding arm, and, making a transition to a new employment. And this is what she said to me. She said, if you need anything, if you need any food, if you need help paying your bill, whatever you need, I am here to be a blessing to you. She said, you raised such a good man. She said, that'll be my way of saying thank you for raising a good man for me. Y'all was just like outdone. I told her to hold her coins, and I was honored and pleased and blessed that she even wanted to do good by me because of my son. And I gave her a hug, and you know, it's just beautiful when you see the fruit of the spirit in full motion. You know, she flows in the fruit of love, and she's a giver. And I called out her qualities right in front of her. I said, son, this is a good woman. I said, she is a giver. She flows in the fruit of love, son. These are the qualities that you want in a woman. I made sure I said that in front of my son and in front of the woman, to let her know that I recognize God in her. So this is Lois Banks coming to you from the Lois Banks Ministry. I just wanted to encourage you, when you least expect it, look for God to manifest that godly mate to you. God bless you.